What's going on YouTube? My name is Dogman the Hero, and welcome back to One Day at a Time, my Minecraft survival experience. It's been a minute since I've been able to play Minecraft, partially because I was torn between a couple of different ideas. Let me actually go sleep real quick. I always get a lump in my throat the second I start recording, and it takes me off. One sec. Alright, that should hopefully take care of the problem. So, I was torn between a couple of different things. I couldn't decide whether or not I wanted to build a blaze farm so that we have basically infinite fuel for our super smelter, or if I wanted to build a gold farm, because I have kind of the general idea of how I might go about doing a piglin bartering farm, but I'd need a lot of gold to make that work. There's one other. Oh yeah, reworking the mob farm, which I still don't know. I've made a couple of changes to it. Mainly, I rebuilt the main chamber, so I think I can AFK in just this part here without having to go up to the top, and it should still work. But I don't know if this is super efficient. Partially because I don't know if I've done enough to light up the area around it. But what I decided to do, and what we're going to be doing in today's episode, is we're going to be working right over here. And I want to make a bamboo farm, because I really like the look of bamboo wood, which actually reminds me there's something we need to take care of. But yeah, I really like the bamboo wood, and I have an idea on how to do it kind of simply. Basically, I'm just going to take the specs of this sort of sugarcane farm and just fill it with bamboo instead. We'll have multiple of these sorts of modules. I think to make it maybe a bit more efficient than this, especially because it is bamboo, we'll basically have this 3-segment kind of repeating in a couple of different, kind of stacking up. But yeah, so we'll have that, and then I was considering doing like a crafter. I think they're called like crafter condensers, basically the stuff with the auto crafter, so we'd actually get the bamboo blocks. But I don't think that's really necessary. And bamboo is also just by itself really good for decoration, so I wouldn't want all of my bamboo going to blocks. And I don't want to have to like separate it out. So I think we'll just have a lot of chests and we'll have a lot of bamboo. But there's actually 2 things we need to do over here. One of which I almost forgot about. We got to add to the Great Gravel Mountain. It is now episode 20, so we can come right over here and jumping ahead a little bit and mark that at 20 pieces. And I think that's a fair one. I might have to figure out something else to do, but I really do like the idea of just slowly having that grow. But what I also need to do is kind of get rid of the bamboo over here then, because there's not really any reason to have it over here if we're going to have it over at the farm. Another reason I did this is, of course, bamboo you can use for basically anything you can use the other wood types for, but you get it so much quicker, and it's completely, like, I know you can make the automatic tree farms, but technically they are still, my brain's not braining today. Technically, they're still, god damn, I cannot think. Technically, you still have to be playing and kind of keep an eye on it to make sure that they're running right. So, but with bamboo, if I set it up like this, it is completely AFKable. I can just leave it sitting right here, right next to my base, and it'll just run. So, I think we're going to do kind of a segmented storage like this, kind of like we did at the iron farm. And then we'll have the bamboo modules just run right in. I don't have any scaffolding blocks, really. We'll just use the pale oak. And I'm hoping to decorate it in this episode as well. So hopefully that'll be pretty quick. So yeah, we'll have... I always forget that chests are just slightly shorter, so you can't like shift click off the back of them. But then we really only need like a small segment. So what I'm thinking is we'll build our first two right here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm realizing that actually kind of pushes it a little bit more back than I had intended. But then we've got these grass blocks here, and we don't want to place in the bamboo yet. Grass, glass, and we'll get some of the nether brick is what I want to build this one out of, because I just think that'll look really, really cool. So we'll have the glass in here, which means we'll need our grass blocks right here that the bamboo will go on. And then bop, bop, bop. And that should basically do it. I'll have to remind myself what the... Now the only question is, do I want to have more going this way and up, or just go up? And I think actually expanding them out. Not that block. It's going to be this one that we're going to need to break. I think that's going to be the best decision we can make, is to have them going outwards in both directions. So, you just get that with the hoppers. 1, 2, 3. No, not there. I think I've mentioned before that I am bad at this game. I might not have enough nether brick, which is crazy because this is a full shulker box worth of netherite. But yeah, I guess I always forget you actually don't get much nether brick from smelting up netherite. I guess just because you get so much, but... Oh, I forgot to... Whoops, that's a little bit embarrassing. So, I didn't want to take my beacon down into the nether, especially because my, where I would strip mine in the nether to get a ton of netherrack, is where I did the tunnels for my, braining, getting all my ancient debris. So I didn't want to take my beacon down there because it's underneath the lava ocean. So I just gave myself haste 1, and I forgot to remove it. I'll probably do that in between segments. It's not really a big deal right now. So now I just got to remember how we actually build those. So I'm going to go double check. I know it's a very simple design, but either way, I'm going to go double check that. We'll get these first ones put in and then see how it's looking. And I will be right back. Alright, we are back. And yeah, it's really not a complicated design, but I just wanted to make sure I had it right. I also realized as I was doing that, I forgot to mention, I did use commands to give myself a little bit of extra quartz and stuff to just kind of get everything crafted up. And I'll be honest, I was just being straight up lazy with these pistons. I just wasn't in the mood to craft them. But yeah, I always try to be transparent when I cheat, because Minecraft's the sort of game where it's like, you can cheat. It's inbuilt in the game. You're just kind of being a dick if you get on people for using commands in their single-player world. Servers, that's like the server owner's discretion. But in single-player... Let's be real. We all use commands, and if you don't, I mean, I guess I respect the mindset, but yeah, I'll just say that I respect the mindset, but I don't understand how you do it. But my policy with, like, cheating in videos is if I'm gonna cheat, I'm just gonna say it in the video, like, oh yeah, I use commands to do this, I use creative to get this, because I don't think it's bad if I'm transparent about it. They're built into the game. I'm just not gonna gaslight you guys into being like, no, no, no. I did all that in survival. But yeah, that's my perspective on it. I'll get off my soapbox now. Are you kidding me? So yeah, I think that is basically all we have to do for these mods. Are you? God. Oh, that's what I forgot. I need to get redstone dust. We'll just uncraft you. But yeah, like I said, it's really not a complicated design at all, but I think this could end up being pretty efficient for our needs. Because the basic plan is, let me go get the bamboo. Or no, yeah, I didn't have it on me. So the basic plan is we'll just, again, exactly like the sugarcane farm, we'll have the bamboo in here, and then it'll grow. We'll probably have some loss, like in situations like that, but most of it will end up getting pushed into the glass, onto the pistons. And are you kidding me? It's like a personal insult at this point. Did any of the others do that? No. Okay. And with how close it is to the base, I think like the iron farm, we're basically always going to be loading this thing when we're at base. So we'll just get tons and tons of wood. But yeah, that's the basic concept of how I want to, or how I'm figuring this should end up going. I might be overlooking something and this just ends up not working at all. But I don't think you really have to overcomplicate bamboo farms that much. I think they're pretty, like, I could make one with the big flying machines, but I'll be real, flying machines scare the shit out of me with where I'm at in the game right now. I am not confident that I'd be able to build one at all. That is gonna be an issue, though. I'm gonna have to get more netherrack. Netherrack mining is not... It's not horrible, so I don't mind it. But it's definitely tedious. I'm probably not going to use commands for that part, though, because it's just like... It's just netherrack. It's really not that much of a pain. I'll probably end up using the command to get myself the haste effect again, but beyond that, I don't really care. My brain has a very, like, odd list of things that I am or am not willing to spend time on when I have access to commands in playing Minecraft. And I've never really understood how it works. Like, grinding out tons of netherite or digging out a whole chunk, that's fun for me. Spending like a few minutes to craft up the pistons that I need, when I have all the resources. Oh, did that just fire? No. I think I was just looking at an enderman. I thought I saw something move, but I guess I'm just tripping. Let's get the glowstone, get that. Probably do need to light the area around this up, but we can wait until we have the full building in for that. Which honestly, I might start, because I think having at least the framework of the building all in is more important to me than having the full, like, extra farms in. Oh, it actually did fire. We're getting bamboo. Oh, that is, yeah, we're gonna get some loss. That's to be expected with a farm like this. But it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to work. Because again, we're just basically gonna be able to just sit on this. We don't have to do anything extra. I'll never have to come over. I'll never have to, like, come over here and activate anything. It'll just be going. Where are you coming from? I swear zombies give me the most trouble when I'm playing this game because they spawn in, or it feels like they pathfind to you from way farther away than any other mob. So you don't even see it, and then they're just slowly getting closer to you. But yeah, I'm gonna pause, get the framework of this in, and we will be back once I've got that all in. So, while I've been working on this, I have realized one thing that I didn't think through with this design. If I want to scale it up, it's not gonna stay like this. It's not gonna stay pretty. Because of course, you've got to run the hopper lines out the front here. So, I mean, there is an aesthetic to visible hoppers. I could also cover it up with maybe like some bamboo trapdoors or something. But yeah, that's gonna be that's an area where I was a little bit short-sighted. And maybe like this, so that the wood lines up with the middle of these. I think that could be pretty cool. Yeah, I think that works. And then we'll have to come over here and break some holes in this wall to do the exact same thing. I feel like this has quickly become... I'm not good with, like, textures or gradients like that. Honestly, to me, a lot of that stuff looks just a little bit too busy for my personal tastes. Like, not to throw any shade to builds that do use that, but that's just the way, like, my brain works with that stuff. I need to figure out what to do in these corners. But because of that, I tend to just do something simple like this, where I can immediately tell, like, what it is. And honestly, the sort of, like, purple of the nether brick, I think goes absolutely great with the yellow of the bamboo wood. It's the contrast, kind of like with my main base. I actually didn't do it over there, or I didn't have enough space to really do it. But I try to do it on, like, every build so that it kind of stands out, especially if it can make it known exactly what it is. But yeah, I think that looks really good. So I'm gonna stick with that. I guess I'll do some more work on this and figure out what I want to do if and when I expand these modules, which I probably will do. I also still need to do work on the back and actually cover up the redstone, but that can wait a little bit. Alright, so, unintentionally, I think I found the solution. So, if I had built it going just one past where this segment ends with the wall here, this wouldn't have been, like, symmetrical at all. It would have been, like, this weird... Yeah, it would have ended here, because this would have been the corner where we still have to do things, and then come back here. And the bamboo block needed to be, like, here then, but it wouldn't have been here. So I made some slight alterations. Technically makes this side unsymmetrical, but I think it looks good. And it kind of solves our issue by having it so that we can expand out the back. We can have the next layer pushed back a bit, run the hoppers down on a part you can't see, and then run them into the hopper line over there, which I think ends up really working out. God, there is quite a bit of bamboo actually floating there. Maybe I'll have to do something to see if I can fix that. I still don't think it's going to be a major issue because we are getting quite a bit. But yeah, maybe there's something I'll have to do about that. But for now, I'm going to focus on the aesthetics, get the flooring in here, get it all lit up, and then I might add on the second layer to test the proof of concept. Alright, we are back. And I think it's coming along right now. I'm not sure if we'll need more modules, but I think with this setup, we can expand this more upwards if we need. I don't think this is going to have to be an insane farm to be efficient. I mean, just while it's been going, we've gotten quite a bit. Although I did put the bamboo I brought with me in that chest, so it's not a perfect thing. I'm probably going to want to empty that out and then AFK at it some point soon. The only thing that I'm not sure about is these corners. I don't know what I want to do with them. it's coming along, but I feel like until I figure out what I want to do for the corner blocks, it's not gonna be done. Would you? There we go. This can be messy and ugly. I don't really care. It's part of the reason why I locked it off to see the nice part. Which I do think this is looking pretty good. I don't think we'll need lights up there because of the glowstone. But yeah, I think this is coming along. I'm gonna do basically as much of the outside as I can. Which reminds me, I've been using creative to get the nether bricks because I'm in the zone with building this thing right now and I don't want to stop. I'm probably going to have to use creative a bit more because I'll have to do some work on the sides. I think we go 3 blocks up and then more bamboo. Yeah, so I'm going to do that, get at least another layer in so we can get a good idea of this. And that's the first time I think I've ever seen a pillager outpost near my base. But yeah, we're going to do that, and then I'll be back once we can see how that's looking. Alright, so that I think is really coming along. Honestly, I really do like the look of this so far. I think it'll definitely look better as we expand it. But for now, I think it should be good. Like I said, we'll definitely have to expand it. I'm not sure how tall I want to go. I kind of want to get a feel for how it actually, although that's not bad, how it actually does before I decide whether or not I want to add in more layers. But yeah, I think this is really coming along. One thing I think is fun, let me see if I can actually spot it. Yeah, where, at least for this first layer, which we'll actually be able to see a lot more of, the wood lines up with the gap. That was completely unintentional, but I absolutely love that fact. And hopefully this is lit up enough inside here. I guess we'll end up having to see, but it should be all fine now. Yeah, I have a lump in my throat and is causing my voice to catch. I really like how this has turned out. I think it's definitely, it's still a work in progress, as are a lot of my farms. But the main important thing for me is just to get the, like, general template that I'm going to keep working on. And I have to figure out, actually, yeah, before I end the, maybe, that's what I should do. Hopefully I've got enough. That's at least enough for a start. Like, literally as I was looking at it, it came to me. We're just gonna... I'm really hoping this works. Let's see. Let's see how that looks. Yes! I like that. Oh, I'm so going with that. That is almost perfect. Okay, good. And the best part is, that means the, kind of like we had with the bone meal farm, this is where it gets kind of tricky though, on whether or not it looks good here. Yeah, we're going to see the back of this less, so it can look a little bit more rough, which is going to do due to the difference of how, like, the planks and the bundles actually go. But I think that works out just about fine. It doesn't look horrible, and that's, like, the main thing. Is I don't care if it looks a little bit awkward if it just doesn't look bad. Which I don't think this looks bad. But what that means is kind of like the iron farm. Our main block that we're actually going to be using, or one of the main decorative blocks that we're going to be using here, is actually produced by the farm. Which is always nice because it basically means that as we're running this, we're getting extra materials to build it. Always nice when you can have that happen. But yeah, yeah, that is looking great. I love how that's turning out so far. Especially, it brings in another brick type to my base. that is probably my actual favorite thing right now with our base is we've got regular stone bricks with the cactus farm. We've got, I think I used the blackstone for the, yeah, blackstone over here, deep slate, tough. It's like all the different brick types except the regular ones, which I think are going to be the hardest to make work because our base is kind of dark. But I think we can make it work. I guess that's like the next farm we build will probably end up having to be just like the regular old bricks. But yeah, that is... I guess we'll go like double check it as the... Well, yeah, let's get a kind of bird's eye view of it from up in our bedroom. Yes, that is... I think that's going to end up looking pretty good. Again, I don't know how tall I want it to go, but we'll probably do something similar to what we did with the cactus farm, where I'll build like a little bamboo forest up there. Especially, ooh, if we could get some podzol when we do that, which we can, we have spruce trees, that could end up looking really good, because I think those spawn, I think podzol spawns naturally in bamboo forests. So that could end up looking really quite good. I still don't know what I want to do with the top of the mob farm, but honestly, the mob farm probably still needs to be reworked, and I might end up completely changing that building. So that's going to be up in the air. The iron farm, I need to do like one more layer and then cap it off. Maybe like a mini village on top of that could be good. It's something to consider. Honestly, pretty soon I just need to do an episode where I like cap everything off, I finish all the like work in progresses, and then I start like gathering materials to just do like my bigger farms. Because I really do want to do the like gold farm and bartering farm at some point soon, but I don't know when. But yeah, I think that really has ended up working out. I think the next stage in the plan should definitely be, which I should have brought a block over for, but we can just sleep here for now. Sorry. Definitely be just AFKing over here for a bit and seeing how efficient it is. But yeah, I think that is just about going to do it for this episode here. Little quick, simple episode. Quick, simple farm. But I think it's going to end up being a big help as we continue building within the world. Mainly just because it gives us a infinite source of wood. So yeah, I really do hope you guys enjoyed this episode and this idea. If you have any suggestions for how I might be able to improve this farm, be sure to let me know. I'm always open to learning new things. Although I do like situations like this, I do like kind of just figuring it out by myself on how I can build farms. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next episode. And remember, always take things one day at a time. And also, hail Gerald.